Hello, ones, and welcome to your Insight Reveal. We have a lot of energies at play today. We have the tail end of Mercury Retrograde. We have a full moon in Taurus. If you are a Taurus, you may be more affected by this. And then we have Halloween. It's Halloween morning when I'm recording this. I wanted all of the energy we could possibly bring into your reading. Samhain would be another way that was identified as today. And I just want to read a little blurb from the Astro Moon Diary of 2020 to give a little bit more insight about today and how you could best utilize it for your benefit. If you're watching this days after, that's okay too. The energy is still here. This festival is celebrated worldwide as a time to honor our deceased relatives, our ancestors, and death itself. At Samhain, the veil between the living world and the spirit world is said to be so thin that those in spirit may walk beside us, as we may feel their love. As the night grows steadily longer, we begin to withdraw from the outside world, and our thoughts naturally become more introspective. Make lanterns and build a bonfire. Light candles for your relatives in spirit and send them your love on the wing of a prayer. So it's really important at this time. If you are getting synchronicities and messages, don't doubt that they are from your loved ones. If they're trying to get through to either give you a message or just surround you in love and light and feeling that. You're getting the mother and the father card in your reading. We'll talk a little bit more about that individually. But you definitely have a lot of energy around you. So if you have somebody, if you are your father or your mother, or both, like I feel for some of you it may be both, are crossed over and you're feeling the energy around them or feeling like little synchronicities, whether it's a penny, a feather, a song, a show, it doesn't really matter. You'll know it when you see it. So as far as a general reading go, I saw something explained the other day that I feel like is really helpful. When you are going into a general reading, some of those messages are for you, others are not. It would absolutely depend on, the people that are watching this. So if you have a message that's starting to resonate with you and then there's a part of it that doesn't, I wouldn't be super concerned with the part that doesn't. I would take your messages as they resonate for you in the way that they're meant to help you, whether it's now or something that comes up in the future. So as it was explained by an online tarot reader, she had said that if you've ever gone to a gallery reading and people are being read beside you and you're also being read and you know what messages are yours as they start to come out. So it's kind of like that same thing. If you wanted to have a private session, all that information is below in the information box of how to contact me, and there's many levels on how to do that. So the first card that we're coming out is your instrumental card. And in your instrumental, we have Fortune's Wheel. I'm reading you today with the Good Tarot, which is a really beautiful deck. It's a very watery deck too. If you have like if you're drawn towards mermaids, as I say that, I don't think there's many of them in this particular reading, but there is many in the deck. Angels and mermaids, there's so many of them here. Again, not really so much. You have more angels here with you, which is actually really nice. But the Wheel of Fortune being is in touch with your immediate destiny and a stroke of luck coming your way. So this is instrumental in the fact that you may not be aware of it, but it's an energy kind of working behind the scenes, and it's a major one. Doing the first layer about Mercury retrograde, the second layer about the moon, and then this more about the Halloween time and what's moving forward or any kind of message or warning that can come your way. So with Mercury retrograde, some of you may be dealing with creating something, okay? This is a mother energy. It also can be Mother Earth energy. This is the Empress of Creation. She is all of the queens combined because she learned all of her things, okay? She went through all of her lessons. It doesn't mean she won't have more. There's always more to have. It just means that she's culminated and she doesn't just identify as one specific energy, okay? She knows that there's many sides to her. With some of them, and when I say her, take it as it resonates for you. It is an energy. It doesn't have to be female or masculine. It's just about a person. But she has gotten to a point where she knows her flaws and she knows her strengths, and she's willing to, put on whatever hat she needs to. And it doesn't mean that in a fake way. It just means that, sometimes, you have to take decisive action and say the hard truths. And sometimes you have to be more nurturing. And sometimes you have to think about your money. And all different ways that can come up at different times. So then we also have the King of Earth coming in, which is the King of Pentacles. Again, this is a manifestation. Definitely, I feel like there's a lot of father energy, especially if, you are a Leo or your father was a Leo. Because directly underneath that, we have the Emperor card, which is also a lion, which I'll show you in about a minute. But the King of Pentacles is building something with longevity and having stability. What's interesting is the Emperor being right underneath of it here. It's almost like you're building this empire. It's like when the Empress is creating, the King of Pentacles, or in this, the King of Earth, and the Emperor are here to make sure that it gets done, to work through logic and to create something very, very long lasting that will have movement. It almost feels like, I want to say legacy, although it very well could be, but it would just be getting some stability in. You may have come upon some money. You may have invested wisely. You may be creating a new business or something like that. But this would be something that has physically manifested into the reality, and that will be with you for a long time. Now, if this has escaped you, next we have the Justice card. So this is an element of fairness being brought back into, I'm sorry that there's a glare. An element of fairness being brought in, okay? So this may have something to do with, if some of you are waiting for, maybe this is why I was thinking legacy and mother and father. If some of you were waiting for an inheritance that was tied up in court for whatever reason, whether this is an inheritance through family or if this is child support due to you, whatever this may be, it looks like there's an element of fairness coming back into the picture. Okay, for some of you too, there's some information coming on more, because the next card that we have is calling. So you may even find that at this time, everything that you've experienced that was kind of tied up in the frustrations and what you've witnessed over the time has brought you in for a new calling to justice. Now, this could be in law enforcement. It could be in the courts. It could be as in activism. It really kind of feels like that to me. Social worker energy. Okay, so if that's not something that you are aware of or something that you're doing, it might be something that you involve yourself in. Now, I feel like it's now. I don't feel like it's in the future. I feel like the opportunity is here now or over the next couple of days to get involved and bring some fairness back into the picture. I feel like it's going to be, you're going to be able to be inspired by something getting into motion in your own life that was very, very frustrated. But then I do want to give you that warning. Okay, so you have the Emperor here. Again, there's that beautiful lion, and it talks about the father energy. You have the mother and the father, okay? For sometimes when the Emperor comes up to me, if you're religious in any way, that kind of reminds me of the God energy, right? And then the Empress kind of reminds me of Mother Earth energy. So if you were to look at this, of the two of them pairing, and it's interesting because when I had done a reading about, the state of the world back in, I think, I don't know, it was early spring. No, maybe it was March. These two cards had come up. And it was the element of, so it might not just be social activism for you. It may even be something environmental with the climate, with a new earth feeling. I feel like it's something that you're going to be fighting for, but not in an unpleasant way. Or there could be somebody around you that you're supporting at this time that's going through some hardship or some unfairness, and you kind of just want to fix it for them. And that passion and drive will continue to resonate, not just through this reading, but through the year for you, okay? So just be aware, though, that we have the Hangman coming in, that there's going to be some things that are going to be suspended for a little bit, hold on useful activity for a moment, as people change their perspectives or you change your perspective. So just keep in mind that any delays that happen at this time, they can be beneficial, and not to get too caught up with them. It's telling you to also, right underneath this, is to have patience. Now, the warning that's coming for you, and it's really important, I want you to hear me on this one, because so often as we hear the more unpleasant things in a reading, you're like, oh, no, that's not me. That wouldn't be me. That must be somebody else's message. But I want you to listen to it, just in case it's yours or it's somebody around you. So being in this suspension, and this could actually be in reference to, being in quarantine, being limited. We're going into the holiday right now with very limited engagement with our family and friends because of the current state. So it could be that, but what it's drawing in is temptation, okay? So traditionally, this is the Devil card, and it talks about your fears. So it could be the energy of having so much fear and anxiety, and, that manifesting physically for you. It could be an actual addiction. It could be drugs. It could be alcohol. It could be food. It could be whatever that is to you. It's very close to you. So it's not you. It might be somebody around you. And just know that this hasn't happened yet. There is a danger. And that danger is from a lot of betrayal, stress, and anxiety, which triggers that. There's definitely someone being triggered, whether that's you or somebody around you. But the message here is really important, is to have patience, okay? Things are going to be held up. It's really important for you to be patient, and in that time, not drive yourself crazy and not go to that lower energy of fear and anxiety. I mean, I know easier said than done, right? But specifically addiction, okay? This feels like some old behavior patterns that were very detrimental to the person that you are, that you came out of. And sometimes when we get great opportunity, an opportunity to act, or when we're dealing with an element of unfairness or whatever that is, it's almost like a relief. So if you're an emotional person and you've set ahead all your ducks in a row for a long time and you haven't went back to that lower energy, there is a danger of that here. So just keep in mind. Or if they're, like, again, this could be somebody really close to you in that element. But just know that you're dealing with the energy of destiny and that you have some good luck coming. So if you find yourself in that energy, as we all do sometimes, just being depressed or frustrated or whatever, having an off weekend, who knows? Just know that whatever's happening will turn the tables for luck for you. And it's part of your immediate destiny. And you have destiny here and you have calling here. So I feel like there is going to be a time pretty soon where you're going to receive a call to duty. Okay? Either as a citizen, could be in law enforcement, could be in military, okay? Or could be in support of that, okay? And in whatever capacity that is. In support to somebody in your family or a close friend, or in support is going out, not just in activism, but also to volunteer to help. It definitely shows me that you kind of feel a little bit helpless in the dealings, and that can turn around for you if you feel in some way that you can be of assistance, even in very small ways, that will help your vibration, that will help your heart. So whether this is you or somebody else, just heed that warning. But more importantly, definitely look for the elements that you have coming in. You have very beautiful energies with justice, the Empress, the King of Earth, the Emperor, and you're seeing your calling, okay? So you're going to see all of this, and there's going to be a little issue and hold up, and it's just saying, just be patient, because sometimes when we're going towards a new direction or when we're trying to manifest things, the shakeup can be really, really draining. And that might be happening for you once at this time or in the near future. So definitely hang in there and know that justice will be done and that your destiny will come and find you. So have a happy and lucky moon cycle. Have a happy Halloween. Good luck.